I'm actually really digging having this little cubby hole that I've made. It reminds me of when I was in high school and I had like wall-sized collages. Like the whole wall was just images that I had found and really liked. And I hope my husband's okay with it because I'm doing it. Hello, I'm Allie from Warglitter Zines, and today I'm reviewing two zines by the zinesters Livor Mortis Zines and Spooky Gina. I'm going to try to keep this one brief, but it's going to be difficult because I have so much to say about this zine. The Livor Mortis Zine was the first person to get a zine into my P.O. box, so thank you so much for sending this to me. And you could not have possibly have known that skeletons are my thing, and a zine that revolves around skeletons was pretty much the perfect thing to send me. So thank you so much. On the front page of this zine there's a skull and it says, "What enclosures are open, what narrow places occupied between these walls, the dust of the races. It's in these forgotten areas, it is among these tombs that time and death come to cross their sides, that the dead piled high and pressed 'neath the earth. The number here is nothing, the crowd is solitary. Lumiere, deceased, Parisian." So here's how they've laid this out, typed out, then glued down. This is the inside cover, which is rad. And so the zine is photography of different skeletal remains. These are in suits. Some of them look like they come from catacombs. Some of them look like they come from the bone churches. Here's an example of one that looks like it comes from a bone church. The bone churches are so fascinating, and my bachelor's degree is in religious studies, and so for I guess it was my senior seminar. Our senior seminar subject changes every year, and that year it was materiality in religion, the material stuff that people use in religion. I wrote my paper on the crypt of the Capuchin monks, which is underneath a Catholic church in Rome. I had recently been to Rome and had visited the crypt as a tourist, and I was like simultaneously in heaven and disappointed, and I really wanted to explore that feeling of being dissatisfied with the experience. And so I wrote my paper from the perspective of religious tourism and how the Capuchin monks have changed the experience of going down into the crypt, from an experience where you walked in and one of the friars talked to you about the history of the church and you got to tour the church, and then they took you down into the crypt. Now there is a friar at the door who is standing there when they take your money and give you a ticket and tell you that you have to go through a museum with all of these multimedia exhibits before you get to the crypt, and then you walk through the crypt. And it's a very short, there's like 3 chambers, but it's very short, and then they end it with a gift shop, of course. So really, really fascinating to me, and some of the images in this zine are actually from the crypt of the Capuchin monks. The monks, this one for sure, because I recognize the arms. The monks moved the location of the church from one place to the other, and instead of leaving the bones in the cemetery, they dug them all up and put them in a cart and pulled the cart through the city to the new location. And then instead of interring the bones again, they used the bones to make these Baroque style reliefs and like chandeliers out of hip bones and all kinds of crazy amazing stuff. I wanted to go to the crypt of the Capuchin monks originally because I love skeletons. I love them. And I ended up having this kind of fraught experience going there and then writing about it in a scholarly way for my religious studies program, and so it was really exciting to get this in the mail from Livor Mortis. So thank you so much for sending it to me. It's now one of my favorite zines. And you know, you didn't know, but somehow you just knew. You knew that I needed it. The zine I got, the cover is on a pale green paper, and then the pages are white with black and white images printed on it. I'm not sure where Livor Mortis got the images from. I'm assuming that they found them in multiple places online. They don't want you to take pictures in the crypt of the Capuchin monks, but I did. And I swear to God, the guy down there, he wasn't a monk. He was not one of the friars. They have a guy down there who will like Jean-Claude Van Damme your head off if you take photos. And I survived. So I'm assuming that Livor Mortis got the images from different sources online. They have this awesome barcode on the back. You can't see it. There it is. Look at that, with the hands reaching through. So cool. I'll put their Instagram down in the thingy so that you can get in contact with them. I'm not sure how many other zines they've made. This is volume 1. I know that they have other ones though, and I definitely want to check those out as well. This is Sam. I had him on the cabinet behind me in some of the other videos, and I brought him up here to my hidey hole. And I've decided that he is part Junebug, and that's why he's so iridescent and shiny. I found him at Kroger when we were grocery shopping not too long ago, and I think I spotted him from about 32 feet away, and I ran across the store screaming, like shouting, "Oh my God!" And my husband's like, "Oh my God, how much is this treasure going to cost us?" And I'm like, "It's $25. He's like, "Put it in the cart. Anything that's gonna make you react like that, yes, $25. His name is Sam. I named him after Sam Johnson, who is the voice teacher who reacts to people singing. It has been my guilty pleasure for quite some time when I get home on a Friday and my husband's out of town racing motorcycles to get on YouTube and watch videos of people singing live and videos that people upload where they're commenting on them. But Sam is the first voice teacher reacting to people singing videos that I've found, and as far as I'm concerned, he's the only one who exists. He is super earnest and sweet and positive, and I just love him, so I named my new lovely skull after him. This next zine is by Spooky Gina, and it is the Witchtober 31 Witches in Ink that she did last year, and since Inktober is, well, it's happening now, I just couldn't resist. So this is a zine of illustrations that Spooky Gina did on Tumblr originally during Witchtober, which is kind of like Inktober but is totally witchy. And you get a different prompt for each day of October, and then you draw the thing. And so the prompts are autumn, what is that, urban, vagabond, garden, socialite. And so each one of the drawings is a witch whose persona follows the prompt for the day. So oracle, seamstress, and blood. And they're just really expressive, beautiful illustrations. And when I saw it online, I was like, well, I gotta have that. And they also sent me this gorgeous print of a witch in a plague mask. And I think this is screen printed. And it's about A5 size and just gorgeous. It's been sitting on my bulletin board that I have downstairs where I've done my other videos. When I get extra stuff in zines or whatever, I usually put it on this bulletin board, but I think it's probably gonna go down here after today. It's just so fun. Look at the hands. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So, yeah, so I really just wanted to kind of show these little drawings off because they are so beautiful. And then they've added color to some of them, like this one's candy. It's got the pink in it. And these are still available on Spooky Gina's Big Cartel, and I will link that down in the thingy for sure. The Lunar Witch. Steampunk insect. Oh, this one is, it's a witch Sona. It's her little witch Sona. It's a witch persona. And they've done it in the style of Animal Crossing. Ah! So I don't want to show them all to you because I don't want to ruin it, and you should totally get it because it's October and it's Inktober. So go down to the thingy thing and follow the link to their Big Cartel. They have this, and then they also have more of these as well. So yeah, Spooky Gina, you're the best. Thank you. I knew that I was going to be making this video, but I didn't really pay attention to what I was putting on, and I put on my death shirt. How cool is that? Serendipitous is what it is. You all should follow me on Instagram if you aren't already. That's where most of the stuff that I do is happening throughout the week, and it's Warglitter on Instagram. And anything else that I'm on is Warglitter too, but most of the action is happening over at Instagram. Next week I'm going to review some comics zines, so be sure to check it out. In the meantime, keep making, do it yourself.
It would freeze to us in the blink of an eye.